All right. So what I've done for Paul's request is we shared a Google Doc with you guys both. I think you can see this, right?
Uh-huh.
So basically, from a marketing strategy, our overall goal is New York Times bestselling status. And then I just looked at what we've got in our toolbox today. So we have the website complete. Obviously, more pages will be added, but complete. We have the email drip campaign set up, complete. We have the imagination guide, complete. What we're starting now to do is a series of blog posts. We have a ton of quotes made and converted into images. We have a lot of Canva graphics made. We have the Facebook page. We have the group that we want to talk about, Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. A couple of other tools that we had is word of mouth and the ambassador affiliate program, which again, we need to come back to. We've been doing a little bit of advertising. We started to look at speaking opportunities. I know Kim has one coming up. There's an opportunity to talk about sponsorships and swag. So they're potentially the tools that we can use to promote the book. What we did in phase one was we built out the social platforms. We created the branding, created the opt-in document, which you did, the implementation guide, launched the website, developed the blog, built the email opt-in sequence, and we've created the Facebook group. So with that, where we've been going so far is building rapport with you two and the audience, creating a strong and loyal following, started the character reveals, we started associating ourselves with other authors, we've been looking at events through the PR strategy. Well, I don't know if there is a conversation about the Bob Proctor video yet, or whether it's just we're kind of hoping he might make one. We want to make inroads into the PGI community, as we do with Paul's circles, Kim's circles, and my circles. So that's on top of the tools. That's where I want to go with this. What I've got now is using those tools to greatly amplify the reach. Now that we're on this, I won't call it home stretch, but now we're way into the furlong, if you like. We want to talk about the Facebook group strategy. We want to look at an audience build by spending dollars on Facebook ad campaigns. And the ad campaign is created now. Starting this week with the weekly email newsletters and announcements. I think you guys said that you're coming up in a PGI showcase soon. Then the ambassador program, group purchasing deals that we need to talk about going forward, speaking opportunities, and then fixing an actual date now that the illustrations, I think, are, if you're comfortable, that they'll be completed in time. And I know Kim has a hard stop of September anyway. So I was wondering about fixing a final date and creating like a countdown clock. And then what I've done is I've given us I can't see you two at all, which is kind of weird when I share screens, because normally I can see you both, but I guess you're watching me, so I can't see your faces if you're pulling faces at me. I don't know.
Kim is flipping you off.
Look at these guys. So anyway, what I've done, I don't want to overwhelm you, but what I've tried to do is make this very, very detailed on what we as a team, and we have to agree who's going to do which piece, can be doing now every single day. So Monday through Saturday is all here with different hashtags, different tasks that we could be doing each and every day to build on our strategy. The one thing I haven't done is I've left Saturday and Sunday blank, because we want to talk about that. And then the other thing I've got now is I have a June one that we're working through, but we also have when it opens, a daily calendar. So obviously you have July 4th coming up, Hawaii Day, Fried Chicken Day, all these different days that we talked about coming up. This is the next month. How about National I Love Horses Day, Kim?
Oh!
Right next to Grand Marnier Day and Corn Fritters Day. But anyway, that's what we have. Gorgeous Grandma Day, Paul. Cousins Day, Wine and Cheese, Aunt and Uncle, Scotch.
Gosh.
And we'll end the month with Avocado Day.
I love Avocado Day.
I love avocados, period. I have half of one at least every day. So I've shared that doc with you. So that's something Paul's got a smile on his face. So I'm hoping this is what I've been waiting for. I'm hoping that's what he's thinking. So that's what we
I'm
have.
still laughing because Kim was flipping you off.
Two specific notes that I
So,
wrote. as I was
that is included in that. Is that the calendar like Lindsay was talking about? Okay.
That July one is, so we've already got a June one, but that's a July one. So we'll have this very specific that relate to us and which ones we're going to pick and which ones we're going to create video and blogs running up to. It's like I did one with Jenny because her story of her dad is very powerful in her life. So her and I, a week or so ago, debriefed the whole life story of her dad and how that related to her journey. And we wrote a very detailed blog about her dad and then created a short graphic about that and then did that on her LinkedIn and her email newsletter last week. So I know you guys both loved your dads, but they haven't come up as much as in sort of the sphere of things like Kim's mom did and your mom has, Paul. So I didn't go deep down that route for us, just for last week anyway. Two videos that we do not have, and kudos for making what you've made. I really enjoyed watching them, actually. In fact, we have a question in the group from somebody already that we need to answer. Yeah. I don't know who the person is. So it's hard for me to reply back because you might know the person and I don't want to be insincere, but there is a...
That just today that we got a question?
20 minutes ago. Yeah, it is... we're finding tons of crow videos as well right now, which is kind of fun. This lady, let's see, where is she? It's actually in the group, not the Facebook page. Anyway, I'll come back to that. So, two videos that we do not have is one video we're welcoming people when they arrive in the group, and we've got that in the group and it's pinned. What we didn't make is a video to promote the group in so much as, why they would want to join. So we need to talk about that. The other video we don't have, I don't believe, Paul, is a video explaining the imagination guide and why you guys put that together. So that's a couple of homework topics that we might look at. And in the meantime, we're populating your Pinterest, as I told Kim the other day. We've got the Facebook ad strategy all built out now with the pixels and the ad copy and the different lookalike audiences all built. And yeah, so that's
okay.
What we have.
So where is this where is this document?
You should check in your email. There should be a Google Doc invite for the two of you to share.
Okay.
I can put it in the chat if you want to. I can put it in the chat now if you'd rather.
Well, I just want to know where it is so I can go check it out.
Oh, okay. So here's the question, Paul. It's from Teresa Martinson.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
My mom's friend.
Okay.
I figured that.
What is she saying? I'm on the page. I don't see it.
I'm just putting it in the chat box now.
So she says, I'm looking forward to the release of your book. Do you have a time frame of when it will be in our hands? And I was wondering where you have drawn your inspiration for this book from.
Okay. Okay. Oh, here it is.
Oh, you got it? I'm just creating.
Okay. So just get on and answer that.
Yeah. Just reply to it, right?
Yeah.
I'll leave that to you since you know her.
Okay.
Another question I had. So I guess two burning questions in my brain that I just want to get out. One is, how much money do we have to spend on Facebook ads? And it might be like, you tell us. And the second question is the date of publishing. I know we've talked about August, but I've also listened to your videos with Brian when you said it might be the fall. So I'll be the elephant in the room and bring it up because you might be waiting on me on that one.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
And we can go all guns blazing literally for the next 7 weeks and see what it looks like. And that was originally my goal, now that we have everything in place. But traditionally with marketing and summer, July and August are lame months for responses. We originally picked August because in my mind, I thought we'd had a conversation way back that your publishing consultant said that they were only making themselves available until August, but then I think Kim said, no, that wasn't the case. So
The best time of the year to launch a book is June. So we've missed that one. The worst time of year to launch a book is the American Thanksgiving. So we don't want to launch in November.
no.
Did you see?
You have to have physical hard copies printed by September something, right?
By September 24th. So I do have an answer. Did you see the answer from Jen today?
Yes, but she didn't say how long the printing process would take.
No, she didn't.
Like if that was a problem. But she said there were no problems.
She said the window was good, that the window was fine. She also said that we can turn it off, so we can order the copies and then we can unpublish.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think we could do, but we can.
I thought you said once you're on Amazon, and there was nothing you could do.
That's what she told us.
Yeah, but now
she's saying something different.
When George ordered his 100 copies up front, he did not unpublish. So it was there.
So she said that if we unpublish, the only thing it really does is it makes it so that we won't show up in like the
30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, like the new Amazon new.
Right.
Yeah, new and notable, whatever it is. Yeah.
The new releases, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But possibly, if we got a firm information from her on timing, we could possibly plan it so it could all coincide,
So when you say a firm on timing, what exactly, can you define that?
You had said on our last meeting with Jonathan that it could take a while for
I thought you said 60 days or something.
Yeah, you said that it could take a long time for the books. I was under the impression that they print so that you can do 2-day shipping, but I guess I don't know. It
depends on how many books are in the queue ahead of you.
So if we said, if we order 100 books, how long would that take? I wonder if she could even answer that question.
I don't know, but it might be worth exploring on Amazon and see what Amazon says.
Yeah. And someone like Mick might even know the answer to that from before.
Mm-hmm.
I've just heard of something we still need to find out about, I guess.
I've heard of people who have ordered books that are print on demand, and it's taken 2 weeks to get their book because there's others in front of them.
So, I guess we need to figure that out, because if 10,000 books can't be done in 1 week, then we have no chance at the Times.
But can it be Kindle versions as well, though?
Yeah, it can. So, I guess that's just something we should ask, because if we have no...
I'm sure they can. They must print thousands and thousands of books a day.
Well, you would think, right?
Yeah, they must.
You would think. Yeah, I mean, I brought an author up, Kevin Cadell. He lives in Monument, Colorado. And he came to a speaking gig, and we gave everybody a copy of his book. And I ordered, it was actually cheaper for me to buy the books from Amazon than it was for him to send them to me, because Amazon Prime printing, free shipping. And also, I got a much better deal on the book than he could get himself by sending me. So I got like a 40% discount because I ordered 225 copies. And they all came in individual boxes. So when I went to pick them up, I must have had about
225 boxes?
I literally had 15 boxes from Amazon. Rather than putting in one big box, they drop ship, 6, 7 copies per box or something. And the shipping place that I picked, it's $5 a box to pick it up. It's just the other side of the border here. So I had like a $50 bill for all these boxes. So I called Amazon and went, I ordered 225. I had to pay. And they gave me a credit for all of the shipping. But yeah, I mean, that was probably a substantial order, but I mean, they came really fast. So I guess they must have, I mean, it was print on demand, but they came so fast.
Well, that's good to know.
So I guess 10,000 books is 10 people buying 1,000, 100 people buying 100, or 1,000 people buying 10. When we, by the way, my 330's been moved, so we're in great shape.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So my guess, I mean, the lowest common denominator to me is, could we collectively, between the three of us, reach 1,000 people and ask them to buy 10 copies to give to their friends? The answer would be, I'm sure we could. Do we know what the cover price will be?
$14.99.
And the Kindle will be a lot less than that, wouldn't it?
Yes, $9.99 is the max for a Kindle, right?
Did we set a price for Kindle?
I don't remember. I want to say that we did, but it doesn't stick out in my mind.
Well, because if I recall correctly, we're not releasing Kindle right away.
And you know what? I think she said we didn't need to know about Kindle in the moment. That Kindle is much faster. So maybe we didn't do that. But what didn't she say? It was between $4.99 and $9.99, something like that.
Yeah, but you can do Kindle for 99 cents. You could even do Kindle versions for free.
Well, that's because she said you could do promotions with Kindle, right?
Right.
Yeah, Kindle for free? I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, Kindle. Here's my notes. Kindle is $2.99 to $9.99, and I have written down here recommended $7.99.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't apply to the launch 10,000, though, did you just say?
It does, but she recommended that we not release our ebook and the paperback together, because then we compete against ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that with the audio. I don't know. I can see that with the audio, because audiobooks don't count for the time.
What surprised me is audiobooks are more expensive than anything.
They're hard to produce.
Yeah, it's because we have to.
Yeah, but when I ordered an audiobook the other day, they ask you answer. It was $7 cheaper to get the hardback book mailed to me than it was to buy it on audio from Audible.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. And that's also Amazon, right? Is Audible.
Right.
Yeah, I could see an Audible coming as a second salvo, but everything I've seen has been e-version or hardback at the same time. I've seen a lot of e-versions first as like pre-orders, so that they can claim a best-selling status in a certain category while they print the cover, which I know you don't want to do. And then the international piece is just, well, Canada covers that one, doesn't it?
We have people in Canada, the UK, New Zealand. I mean, we have people all over.
So with Amazon, then, with the print on demand, they just go to whatever Amazon version of, and is that printed in that country then, or is it shipped from the US?
We don't know that. I don't know where. But the times counts based off of shipping, not your purchase.
Okay.
Oddly enough.
So if people pre-ordered to a certain date, and we were getting a ton of pre-orders, that would be fine then, because if it's all to do with shipping.
Yeah, so we've gone around and around on the pre-orders on Amazon, and there's a reason not to do pre-orders on Amazon, which escapes me at the moment, and I don't know if it's in your brain right now, Paul.
About what was that?
Pre-orders on Amazon.
We can't do them?
So Judy was saying don't do that.
Yeah.
Do them separate, like take pre-orders on your website.
Yes, because I don't remember why.
I don't remember why either, but it was a very logical reason not to do it.
Yeah. I don't remember what she said, but yes, it made complete sense.
So we could take pre-orders on our website. We just have to have a way to accept payment. And then the week of the launch, we have to manually enter all of those into Amazon.
And who would pay Amazon?
So we would pay Amazon.
Oh, okay. So just like when I sent you guys earbuds, I paid for them and just put the delivery address in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we would take their credit card information when they order, and then we would have to process it all. Is that how, or do they pay in the moment?
Well,
No, because if we bought all the books, they would flag us.
So
Times.
yeah, so what we have to do is we'd have like a pre-order form, a very simple pre-order form that they could fill out on our website to pre-order. Then when the launch comes, we would have to take all those little pre-order forms and manually enter them into Amazon.
Including the payment gateway stuff?
Yep.
Everything.
That's a lot of work.
It's a pain.
Yeah.
We've looked to see if there's any way. We've spent a year trying to figure out if there's a way around.
I did that recently for 51 orders. And it was an enormous task.
Yeah, we would have to enlist help with trust.
Oh, we'd have to hire people to do it.
Yeah.
Because then if the credit card doesn't go through, and if there's a digit wrong, or you haven't got the CV code, or the delivery address is different than the billing address, I mean, gosh, there's so many variables there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, what I've seen with people's emails is that people commit to buying, and then you just badger them with like, you have a week, here's a did you buy it? Here's a link, here's a link, here's a link. And we can see whether they've clicked on the links through Drip. But I've not seen it before where we take the detail prior to and then process in their behalf. I've only ever seen it where people make a commitment and then we don't let them go until they've done it.
We pester them until they buy the book.
Text them at midnight. Did you buy? Did you buy?
Did the publishing company recommend pre-sales like that? I mean, we didn't.
So that's part of Peggy's plan is to take pre-sales.
Yeah.
You know, at speaking.
Pre-sales, or is it pre-sale commitments?
No pre-sale commitment. No.
No, she takes the whole thing.
I guess what you'd have to do is you'd have to phone the person and say, okay, we ran this and there was an error, you know. So, but yeah, it's a huge pain. Huge pain. Huge. If you think of a better way to do it, let us know.
George looked for months for a way to automate it and couldn't find a way to automate it so that if you took pre-orders, that there was a way to just send all that information to Amazon or upload it to Amazon and have the book ship, but he couldn't find anything.
it's a new one on me. I've been watching a lot of book launches and campaigns and everything, and I've not seen the pre-order prepayment thing.
Because most people, I would assume, do a pre-order through Amazon, which you can do. You can set up.
I mean, I've done that many times to support.
But there's
It's all about the New York Times.
Yeah, it has
That's
something
to do with shipping, though, right?
Right, but if we pre-order through Amazon and use their system, then it will not count for the times. So it's weird. I'll have to find that email from Judy.
So New York Times won't look at Amazon shipping documents then? I thought you just had to prove proof of deliveries.
Okay, so Amazon bestseller status is based on when the book is ordered, purchased, not shipped. So we would want to do all pre-orders on our own and enter them in the same day on Amazon to optimize our chance for Amazon bestseller status. This is what
Amazon, not Times. Okay.
So what she said is pre-order is available, but if I was planning on an Amazon launch, then I would do my own pre-order on my site and take the orders personally. The reason is that you do not want any purchaser going direct to Amazon, as it affects the ranking the moment the order is placed and therefore dilutes the opportunity to become bestseller on the release date.
That's Amazon now, right?
If you take the order yourself and process on the date of your launch, then you have a greater opportunity to become a bestseller.
Yeah.
But given that you have a genre of self-help fiction,
well, but that doesn't exist, that genre.
Number one in the category, right there.
If Amazon would create that genre for us, we could definitely be bestseller.
So other than the New York Times category that they police, are there best-selling police out there?
Yes.
Yeah, Amazon.
It used to be that as an author, you could go and yourself purchase 10,000 or more copies and basically buy your way onto the list.
Right.
But now, as retailers are reporting their numbers, there are criterion that have to be met as a purchaser. So we can't, I mean, you can't do that anymore. You can't buy your way onto the list anymore.
Even
one individual who was not the author bought 10,000 copies.
It doesn't matter.
They have the right to reject that. Even if you had 1,000 people buy 100, they could reject that. It's totally subjective.
Oof. I'm glad I'm just a marketer.
So it is suggested that you do, you do a tiered giveaway. So if you buy the book, you get a something. If you buy 5 copies,
and I've got examples of all of that.
You get a something. And if you buy, like Peggy, when Peggy hit the list, she did a giveaway at 25 or 50 copies. I forget what it was, but quite a few. I think it was 25.
I have one launch. Yeah. I'll find it. I don't have it right to hand, but I have an amazing example of how someone set it all up. It's in our Slack channel, but I've got to go way back and find it.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely something that we can explore more and see if there's got to be some service that can help us or something, but we just, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we can circle back on that, obviously, but interesting. So,
Well, you might want to start thinking about how we collect payment.
well, we can do that with Stripe. We can do that with PayPal. We can do that with a number of different easy people to set the website up with. PayPal's easiest, but Stripe we could do too. And payment gateway. Make a note. See, I have two different payment gateways myself.
Yeah.
I have PayPal Business, which takes a couple of weeks to set up. So I have a personal PayPal and now I have a business PayPal where we can send invoices and have the refund policy and all of that in there and generate invoices directly from PayPal. I also use a Canadian credit card system called Moneris, where when you guys pay me every month, I actually tap those numbers into my phone and I have a device that sort of, and that money comes into my account the next day, whereas PayPal goes into my PayPal account and then I have to move it over and it takes about 5 working days. But most of the clients we work with have a Moneris or a Stripe or a Chase or something, one of those gateways digitally, and then PayPal is a second option.
Okay. Do you have fraud insurance? So if someone uses a credit card fraudulently and you get the charge back for that, do you have insurance for that?
It's never happened to me on my main account because obviously everybody I speak to I know, and that's a good question. I know with PayPal there is certain protection limits that they build in, but not something I have a lot of knowledge about.
Okay. So
I mean, it's such low ticket anyway. I mean, I wouldn't say we'd have insurance for that per se.
Well, if somebody buys 100 copies at $14.99.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't even know that existed until we opened our account at the bank. And they asked us if we would be needing that.
Is it the cost per $100 or how does it?
I don't know what it is. It's called Avalon, and I've seen it in other places. When you step up to the credit card machine, in the display, it will read Avalon, and that's actually insurance for the merchant. So the merchant doesn't take the hit if the card is being used fraudulently.
Wow. Good question. I mean, I've had airline tickets go out of business. I've had trips canceled, concerts canceled, and I've always just got my money back from MasterCard. And it's never ever been an issue that I missed out. And thankfully, I've never actually had credit card fraud.
Well, for the person, so for the individual, you are protected. So if your credit card gets used, or you have a situation like that, then MasterCard and or your bank cover that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I've always enjoyed. I haven't thought of it the other way around.
And I think I'm a little sensitive to this because I've been the victim of fraud to the tune of $25,000, and it's very difficult to prove that you are who you say you are. It's really hard.
Wow.
So if I'd had to pay that, I would have been up a creek without a paddle.
No kidding.
So I'd really like to not have that happen to our business.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know. But I can get one of my team to do some more research around it if you like me to.
Well, and the other thing I can do is put our banking person in touch with whomever on your team, I guess would be Lindsay, because her question to me was all related to the website and how the website works.
So we use WordPress has a shopping cart called WooCommerce, WOO, and everything that, all the courses that I have on my website, I create the product in WooCommerce. You have to, it's about $130 for an SSL license, and which you renew every year, and then you can create your own products. And I have mine directly linked to PayPal on my website, and then anybody can buy a course, and it just automatically happens through WooCommerce, and we can set that up for the book, and we can have multiple book, like if they buy 10 copies, we would have different product categories. So so when we make the benchmarks of 10, 25, 50, 100, then that would be a different product code. So the price wouldn't change, but then we would flag the codes, and they would then get whatever it is we would give them for those number of copies. We can set that up. No trouble at all. We're just to buy an SSL license, as I say. One time, $100 and something, and then we just need to link it to a payment gateway, whatever that is going to be. I would suggest PayPal.
Okay.
People don't have to have PayPal. They directly use a credit card, but PayPal is the interface, and it's the easiest way. And it's a couple of points, but you're going to pay a couple of points if you do a credit card anyway. So probably the best thing to do is for us to set up a PayPal business for now anyway. Do you have a checking account for the business yet? What they do is, you probably know that they deposit a certain amount of money into that business account, and then to prove that it exists, so it's like 3 cents and 13 cents or something. And then you email them back with how much money you received within that 5 business days, and then away it goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, super easy. So let's look at getting that. So it'll need to be linked. Do either of you have personal PayPal?
I do.
Okay. So I will get on him to talk to you, Kim, about how we link that. We might need, if you're okay with it, we might need to log in as you on PayPal to create that, or we can walk you through doing that on your side.
Okay.
That's typically what we've done in the past, because PayPal is very sensitive to IP accounts.
Okay.
Because we're in a different country. But yeah, we'll do that. Let's get that piece sorted out.
They might think you're in Nigeria, like you could be a Nigerian prince.
With my $23 million from my grandma that I need to have custody of because the country is so corrupt. I still get those in my spam, like to this day. I mean,
I haven't gotten one in a long time.
I probably average 2 or 3 a week still. I never open them, but it's quite unbelievable. So $14.99 is a heck of a price.
That's what they recommend.
That's a good price. Do we know how thick the book is?
Well, 200 pages.
200.
Just a little over 200. And it's paperback.
So that's $224. It's paperback.
It's paperback. The print on demand. Well, I don't know if you can choose hardback or not.
Yeah, we could have chosen hardback.
But that would be more money again, though, wouldn't it? Okay, so $14.99 for paperback. Okay. This was $14.95, so yeah, that's about the right price. So with the Kindle, though, if you do a discounted Kindle for the first week,
I think we should do. We haven't talked promotions, but I mean, I obviously think we should do a promo at the beginning. So, but
I mean, that's what I've seen most people get their best-selling status from is pre-orders on Kindle, all in a certain given 3-day period or something at 99 cents or whatever. I mean, obviously there's no margin.
And we did not, they did not tell us how much the Kindle would cost us. I don't think they can tell us our cost until our book is uploaded. And then they can tell us everything. So, I mean, I have no idea, you know, we can't lose money, but, you know, if we can, but yeah. Well,
So I'm sure nobody makes any money at the 99 cents.
no, of course not.
It's a complete loss leader, isn't it? Because I would imagine the cost of Amazon administration would be more than that. I don't know. I've not published, but yeah. But I haven't seen the 99 cents Kindles for quite some time, campaign-wise. There was a big publishing company that just did this like 3-day, write your book in 3 days and become an investor. So you put the guts together of the titles, you created the cover, you created a category. This was say in March, and the book was going to come out in October, but in that next week, everybody pre-ordered to get you the best-selling status, and then you had to go write the book. I've seen hundreds of people do that.
That is weird.
Nope, Mike Konings. Can't remember what the name of his business was, Digital Cafe or something, but that's how he did it, and I've watched hundreds of people go through that program. Okay, so cost of Kindle. So with Brian and the illustrations, it was what, July 12th? And confidence is high?
Well, he had already said he could have them done by the end of June. I mean, in a previous meeting, he said that he felt like he could have them done by the end of June. My confidence is not high.
Yeah, I don't have it, so.
So each of the drawings that he showed us on that call, is that them all, or was just certain samples?
All.
How many are there?
That's all of them.
That is all. Yeah, that's what I figured.
There is one for each chapter.
Okay. And how many would you say are complete right now?
3.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Stop it, Kitty.
His hold up has been his divorce, you know, so. But I think the majority of everything is done now. They've done their mediation, and now they just, you know. So I think he should be able to focus more. He's not having to go back and look through 20 years of documents to find blah, blah, blah for the lawyer, you know.
I know I promised I would be a fly in the wall with my zipper closed, but.
No, you lied.
Well,
That's why Kim was flipping you off. It was done.
But truthfully, those 2 suits of armor were absolutely not what I envisaged. Like, nowhere close.
We weren't even going there yet because we were all about Charlotte. We've been working for like 4 weeks to get Charlotte.
And that center picture is fantastic.
It really is. Yeah.
It was just like Galadriel going evil in the Lothlorien. I mean, it was perfect.
Well, and that what finally did it was the inspiration that finally did it was Serena Williams.
The tennis player?
Mm-hmm.
She's got a power pose. Like after she does it, he found and showed us like 20 pictures of her pose.
Yes,
it's
yes.
like, yeah, that works.
That's it. That's the one.
Actually, I did that pose myself the other day when I got a speaking gig in Las Vegas.
Yeah, so we really didn't care about gargoyles and knights and all that other stuff in the drawing because Charlotte, the focus, you know, wasn't there yet. So
in my brain, the bed knobs and broomsticks, empty suits of armor, I knew exactly in my mind what that was going to look like. And then when I saw Sauron, I mean, it's like, that's pretty evil.
Well, it's the way that we pictured it too when we wrote it.
You said that, yeah. So I apologize for speaking.
That's the kind of bad behavior, Mr. Christian, that will get you uninvited to the next meeting.
Called Telling the Kind Truth by Patrick Lencioni.
Is that the school teacher in you coming out?
Have you ever read the book? Where is it?
Uh,
There is a I have it. I know I have it. I'm sure I have it.
What book?
Telling the Kind. It's called The Naked Consultant by Patrick Lencioni. It's the most fantastic book on consulting I've ever read. Oh, I don't know.
I have not
Every
read
time I look at it, I can never find something, and then straight afterwards, oh, there it is.
Okay, I have 5 minutes and then I gotta go.
Oh, okay, so date. Can we put a nail in the calendar with a date?
Not yet.
Okay. Second.
Okay, I want to say something. I think we need to have, in regards to the advertising, I think before we put a price on it, you need to tell us what we can get or I have no idea. It's been so long since I've done this.
Understood. Yeah. So I asked Andrea, because we hired this lady to work with us on Facebook ad campaigns, as I said to you. A typical lead campaign for trying to get 10,000 people could be, the range she gave me the other day was, and it depends on the warmth of the audience. So if we had a real good in with Bob, and he helped us with this, and it was an endorsement email campaign from Bob with a short video telling people this is the right kind of book, totally different story. But if we were to try and get lookalike audiences for Lord of the Rings, whatever, out there to opt in to the website, to the form to get the download, she gave me a budget anywhere potentially between $13,000 and $25,000 to try and get 10,000 followers on Facebook. Yeah, it's a ton of money. I'm not saying this is what we're going to do, but realistically, that's a budget that she would typically work with if she was trying to get a campaign to grow that in that short space of time. So that's one piece of our tool, is some Facebook ads. And I probably spent $60 or $70 so far on my own, just the little boosts that we've done. But you can see the difference that the boost makes, right? When we've done the video boosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't get us followers.
They get us eyeballs. Yeah. No, I know. It's
not followers.
No, I understand. I totally understand. I mean, I have a lot of followers and I still get crap reach.
We need to have discussion.
Of course we do. Yes.
About this.
I know.
Because it reaches a point where it's like, okay, so we've invested X amount of dollars. Why didn't we just give 1,000 people $1,000, dollars to buy the book for us?
Yeah.
I mean, so, but I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying we gotta.
No, and that's why when you look at that list, you'll see all the tools in the toolbox. Only one of those lines is Facebook ad.
Yeah.
But we do need a line budget for something around that to see what we can do. But the leverage is the word of mouth, Randy's LinkedIn, your circles, my circles, Kim's circles, Bob's. I mean, that's where the leverage really is, and none of that costs money. That's the leverage piece that we want to put together. Obviously, there's going to be a cost to giving gifts or giving access. There's going to be a cost to, at this point, if you go down on a low price on Kindle, I guess there's a cost to that as well. I don't know that cost.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to whore our book out.
No.
You don't whore your services out, and I don't want to whore our book out.
That's not even in my vocabulary, Paul.
Well, I'm just saying, 99. I'm just. There's a lot of talk at 99 cents here. And it's not about making the money with this right now. It's about the times. Yeah. But I believe that we have a book that's a good book. That's, we don't have to give it, I don't know.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm not saying we deeply bargain basement Walmart strategy at all. I'm just making aware that there is we don't know what the subsidy is on Kindle, right? So
no, not yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to my continuing education, and you guys just continue and hash all of this out. And Paul, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll just keep the recording going.
Keep recording. Bye.
All right. So, Okay, so let's talk about fun stuff. We talked about there's a list of swag items on there between mugs, t-shirts, pens, handwritten cards, stickers. Do we have a swag budget?
No, Jonathan, we don't have a budget for anything. Our budget has been you.
Okay.
So if we will have to look at this stuff, and we will have to have recommendations or ideas, so that Kim and I can decide.
Of course, and I know it's your own
I'm
person.
going to have to go get a job to pay for this stuff now because I've spent all my money.
Yeah,
So
I have.
so.
Yeah. Just, I know we talked the other day and went, yeah, we want to do all of that. So I was just wondering what the budget might be. So
we have no budget for anything.
Okay. So even if I was to come back to you and said, we need $1,000 to run a Facebook ad campaign for the next month, is that even doable then?
Well, so I haven't had money for 6 months, so everything's doable, so, but Kim and I, there's some truth to what I'm saying about how much do we invest in this.
Of course, I understand that.
And so we just need to have that discussion, but we can't have a discussion and say, okay, should we do swag items when we have no idea what swag would cost us,
Okay,
So
let me then, I can totally get you quotes.
We know that for $500 we can have, 300 mugs or, whatever, or 27 pencils or, 14 USB ports,
So quality cotton printed batch of 30.
Mm-hmm.
These came out at about $13 a t-shirt. You can get cheaper t-shirts, but as soon as people get them and they feel it, they went, oh, that's a cheap t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I didn't do organic cotton, but I did good cotton. And this is from the Authentic T-shirt Company. So that's a kind of, so if we were even to sort of get a re-gifted t-shirt.
Which I think would probably be a good
I think it would be awesome.
way to go,
But realistically with shipping, because I get them in a box straight to my house and it's $20 flat rate. We'd be sending these individual, they're light, but it'd still be probably $2 of shipping per item.
Yeah.
So we're realistically, even if we said $16 delivered per person for the t-shirt and they order 25 copies, let's just say if there's a $16 upcharge out of that $25 margin.
Yeah.
At $14.99, what do you make on that? Do you know?
About $5.
Okay, so let's just say the hard costs $9.99.
Yep.
Okay, and that so well, Amazon do free shipping with Prime more than anything else, don't they now? So as long as
we don't have to pay for people's shipping.
Okay, so shipping's not included in that.
Yeah.
I guess my plan of going to your grandma's family estate and just getting her to buy 10,000 copies and then reselling them is not going to work then.
I just don't know if when you read the stuff and they talk about the stuff, it's so subjective. So, because my family has said that, how many do we need to buy? Yeah. And, we'll do it, but there's no guarantee. I think if we had some that way and it wouldn't be an issue, but if,
I don't know what relationship Bob Proctor has with his vendors, but my goodness, what's to say he wouldn't buy 1,000 copies to send out to everybody in the 3% club or whatever that would be?
Yeah.
Does he do that kind of thing? Has that ever been done? What do you get from him in the mail?
His books.
His own books.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He did give away a book at our last event or a couple events ago that was not by him. It was the first time, so. But yeah, I
'Cause I've
mean,
been at events where everybody got a book from the author, and I don't believe that event paid for that. I think the author came along with them as part of a promotional campaign.
oh,
I did that the one in Dallas recently. There was a PR guy, and everybody copied. It was a 13th edition of his book, and I know for a fact that he brought them with him. But part of his deal was it's like the Oprah thing, that you all get a whatever in the audience.
yeah.
But that's picked up by the author, so that's not going to help us anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're really going to have to explore this partner thing, like partnering up with people with big.
Oh, I mean that's the answer right there. I mean that's always been the answer in my mind is the leverage of our circles. So, well, the good thing is we have everything built. We have everything amazing. The book's almost here. Now we can concentrate rather than creating. We can concentrate on
Yeah.
selling. Yeah. Okay. All right. I've got a meeting with Andrea first thing in the morning too.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I truthfully, I invest. I mean, it's leverage for our company, but I invested several $1,000s in this lady as part of because I want to give you the very best possible, and that was her price. I mean, I'm learning on Gifted, so I can take it to other clients as well. But typically, we've never needed to. We've always the Facebook ad strategies we've always done have been good enough, but you're not good enough. I got to win this, and failure is not an option in my book. So I paid her $2,000 for three 90-minute consults.
Wow.
So I'm in.
Bob Proctor.
I just want to let you know I'm all in on this with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need.
Right, and I'm just being completely honest of where we're at and where all the things that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean, you sell 10,000 books and make $5,000. That doesn't even recoup our costs from the marketing.
I know.
So, and like I said, there's a lot more to it. The New York Times is a gateway to a lot of stuff. But we have to. If I was making what I was making before, it seriously would be no big deal,
So it's $50,000 gross profit, realistically, if So yeah, you're right. No. But that's only in the first the first edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the actual cost of print a book really is.
I don't know.
I'm guessing a couple of dollars.
It can't be that much.
So Amazon, no wonder Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man, right?
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the other piece to this, Paul, obviously, as we talked about, is this becomes your career in terms of being a thought leader around exactly using the book to be a communicator and a thought leader and a teacher of this, right?
Yeah.
That people like Mary Vivian is finally starting to monetize her thought process, whereas for months and months and months, she wasn't getting anything.
Right.
George has not gotten anything, but this last 2 weeks, he's gotten the fellow in England. He's gotten several big opportunities to present now. So even though I've not worked extensively with either of them, the work that we've done has helped them frame themselves and position themselves to get real money.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that, and we're definitely going in that direction.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Good.
I mean, the other scenario that came up for me the other day was like, we said we do this in 6 months.
Yeah.
And in my mind, when we signed that in third week of January or something, there was no doubt in my mind that we wouldn't do this in 6 months.
Yeah.
So now that it is almost 6 months, it's like, so what happens with month 7, 8, 9?
We'll see, and that's what we're wondering, and also, so that's the biggest hang up right now with the date, because Peggy recommends 6 to 9 months of marketing.
Yeah.
And if we go 6 months from when our Facebook page went live, that would be October.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think August is pushing it to, unless things changed drastically, you know.
Because I had a wake-up moment on Friday when you said to Brian, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking months.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to give any facial expression at all because I'm like, well, maybe it's not back on me.
No. Well, I mean, you know, it just keeps going and going and going. And it's like, okay, at the rate you've been going, Brian, it will take you months to finish this. Now, like I said, he's had
momentum.
A bazillion things, and he's got a lot done the past couple weeks, you know.
Yeah.
But a part of that was me trying to impress upon him, like, I don't see what you're saying, you know. So, but yeah.
Like the world, my friend.
Brother-in-law. Good thing he likes me.
I mean, it's like, I mean, like, I've been on a weight loss push for a long time, but I don't know, for me, it's been a long time. And Debbie's trying to do the same thing, but I'm not going to say to her, don't eat that candy bar. You know, no, you're not having a glass of wine. I mean, that's not my job.
That's
right?
What I do.
I have a coach and he can kick my butt, but I'm not my wife's coach or accountability. And it must be hard when he's like so close to you and family.
Yeah.
To go too hard nose on him, right? But you made that choice, and it was your sister that, no, your wife said to use them, wasn't it?
She recommended it, so. Yeah, I mean, but the saving grace is that we love what he's doing, so.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I totally got it, where it was going.
Yeah.
Kim's still not convinced that the drawing that we should share on Friday should be the gifted one.
Yeah, well, so I tell me more about why.
From a natural progression, we've told people that they have a gift.
Yeah.
We've never told people how they got the gift.
It's just such a boring picture, I think, is what she's thinking.
I understand.
It's probably the most boring picture out of all of our pictures, but.
And the background detail of, to me, what was a really old archetype museum room with lots of bookshelves, and I mean, there was just a cabinet on the back wall, I think, right? Yeah,
he took all that stuff out on the background.
The original picture of the fireplace and the mantle and stuff.
I like that, yeah.
I really like that too.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of detail in the back for me for that picture, but at the same time, it was a natural progression to say they walk into this room and there's a round table and there's 6 gifts, all with a tag with the name on, and then they open them. And that, to me, I mean, if I said, "Oh, here's a talking bartender who's also an octopus," or
that makes no sense.
Or here's a giant with tusks, and it's like, what kind of a book is this?
Yeah.
So that I mean, I'm easy, but to me, that seemed like the most logical piece.
Yeah.
And we could talk into that, and we could say the book's not finished. This is a working drawing, so we don't have to say it's the final one. No one's going to buy the book and went, "Oh, I saw this. They told me it wasn't finished." No one's going to say that.
I don't have a problem doing the gifts.
It just seems to be a natural segue.
I'll talk to her about it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a natural segue to me.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have to be a Facebook Live, even if we're uncomfortable at that. We could easily do it as just a recorded video and then make it a Facebook Live next week.
Let's do it live. Why not?
I'm good, but
there's nothing to hide, you know.
No, and I think it's going to be great. And then, so if we're good, we just need to pick a time that we're gonna. Because the other thing, it's very early West Coast to go live on Facebook at 7 a.m.
Yeah, but everyone's lying in bed checking their posts. Yeah, I you know what? I can check with him and see what his schedule is, if we could maybe make it an hour later, because I think it would work with Kim, because I think Kim is not in school now. So
Friday the 21st. Let me just double check what I've got any committed to.
So I'll check on time. And gift pick.
Because it was 7 Mountain, wasn't it?
7:15.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can totally, I mean, I've got that on my calendar right now. So
I'll be talking to Brian tonight, so I'll ask him if it works for him, and then I'll
6:15 Pacific time and 7:15 Mountain, which is what? 9:15 Eastern, isn't it?
An hour ahead of me.
Yeah.
East Central.
Okay, I can make that work.
Okay, I'll find out.
Thanks, my friend.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
Bye for now.
Bye.